Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Please continue to pray for my Lego Ideas career by disliking this video. Canada has a capsule hotel as well, Habitat 67. They had an event in 1967 all about architecture, and the apartments are still up to this day. I can't seem to get a good diagram of the geometry of it, though. I want to figure out where all the pieces go before I do a bigger version of it, and so I'm just laying out just 2x4 pieces just to figure out the geometry of it all. I'm obviously still working on the Plaza Hotel. Unfortunately, I put together my first version of it, and it had almost 5,000 pieces. I was hoping it would be a little bit less than that, so that's a little bit more than I want to put into a set. 5,000 is really the limit for Lego Ideas anyway, and just the cost of it wouldn't sell too well, I would imagine. Now, there's an Indian board game, Parcheesi. It's similar to backgammon where you race around the board, but it has its origins in navigating the afterlife. So I kind of put it together like an architectural model. This is a Mondrian square puzzle, a 30 by 31 with different textured Lego pieces. It's about a foot by a foot when put together, and it's a piece of wall art. The square puzzle was 112 by 112. It's a little bit bigger than you might want to hang on your wall. And also it makes the texture a lot less pronounced because of how big the whole thing is. And my favorite that I'm still awaiting approval from Legos, because the Cassini-Huygens spacecraft, I did a little bit more reading on the geometry of it all, and I added a few more details. The Huygens lander, and also the plutonium RTGs, and the rocket nozzles at the end, and the high gain antenna, and so my understanding is that these three antennas were for Huygens to talk to Cassini, and this big antenna was for Cassini to talk to the Earth. And it was all Cassini was powered by plutonium-238, which has a half-life of 87 years. Huygens was powered by chemical batteries. Now, the reason that Cassini died was actually not because of the RTGs. It was actually the propellant. We couldn't control where the spacecraft was going after the propellant was gone, and they didn't want to risk having it crash into one of the moons that might have life, right? And contaminated with not only the plutonium, but also with any microbes that might have stowed away on the spacecraft. So in 2017, Cassini was burnt up in the atmosphere of Saturn. Now, another problem is that the plutonium-238 was kind of the leftover from the Cold War. We don't really make it anymore. So I think in the future, we'll probably have to use polonium-210, believe it or not. There are two ways you can get around the short half-life. Obviously, you could have spacecraft that fly a whole lot faster and get to Saturn within a month or two. Or you could make the polonium-210 on the spacecraft itself. What I'm thinking of is a large crystal of bismuth and a neutron activation while you're up in space, right? With large surface area crystal, and you could activate it with neutron once you're in space to make the polonium-210, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.